Hello, CareMyQ here. In this video, I will be guiding you through a process of creating your very own, very simple custom GPT using ChatGPT. It's a very simple use case just to get you over that learning curve of having never done one before to, oh, I don't know exactly what I just did, but I did it. That sort of experience is instrumental to a process I call systematic exponential transformation. So let's jump in here. First thing you need to know, you have to have a paid version of ChatGPT. If you have a free version, you can use custom GPTs that other people have created, but you can't make your own. I'm going to be providing you with a document linked here that's going to provide you with step-by-step instructions, as well as a template that you can just copy and paste from while we create this custom GPT. At the end, what you're going to have is something I call a spark bot. It's going to be able to spark your creativity for creative brainstorming and help to dial down any resistance that you have going on and really keep you moving forward towards your dreams and your goals. Now, don't worry if you are new to any of this. I'm going to break this down step by step so that you can follow along easily. And I'll add in some tips to help reduce the anxiety that you may feel during this process. So step one, we are going to get into our ChatGPT account. You're going to navigate to wherever your profile picture is. Mine is in the upper right-hand corner, and I'm going to click on that. And I'm going to select My GPTs from this menu. This will open a little menu item of all the custom GPTs that you've created. So if this is your first one, your screen is going to look a little different than mine. There should be an option though that says Create a GPT. We're going to click that. When you first log in to make a custom GPT, your screen is probably going to look something like this. There's a left-hand side where you could actually just have a conversation with ChatGPT and it will go and build the custom GPT for you. I don't like to do that. I like a little bit more control over that. And so I'm going to ask you to click this button here that says Configure. On the right side of the screen is a preview of what the ChatGPT is going to look like when it's finished. You can also have demo conversations with it. Any conversations that you have in this workspace will not be saved to your regular GPT conversation list. So these are all just temporary conversations you would have here. The first thing we got to do, we got to give it a name. I'm just going to call this SparkBot. Next, we get to the description line. Where are we getting that from? It's basically asking us for a short description of what this GPT does. This is where the instructions come in that I'm giving to you. If you're watching this on YouTube, the instructions are in the description below. If you're inside my Cathartic Clarity community, you're going to come down to my core workshop, Intuitive Prompt Design. In the lessons, you're going to scroll down to level 4 of our 1-month program. And this is mostly about creating custom GPTs. So I have what is a custom GPT, why create one, some different custom GPT ideas. And then I have this one lesson that says create a simple custom GPT SparkBot. So we're going to click on that. We're going to open it up. And you can see I have the simple instructions right here that we're going through right now. And then I also have this document. If you click that, it opens up in a new window. You have the instructions inside the document as well. On page 2 and 3, you'll see these are the instructions that we're going to be copying and then pasting into our custom GPT. We're going to take Destroy Creative Blocks, and I'm going to just highlight that and Control-C to copy. I'm going to come back, I'm going to come back over here to my custom GPT, and I'm going to Control-V to paste. And now you can see as I'm naming it and putting the description, it's building over here on the right-hand side. This is what it will look like. You can always edit it later as you get more familiar with how custom GPT works. Next, we're going to add the instructions. Let me move my face here. This is the instruction block. This is where you're going to give it a role. You're going to tell it how to behave. You're going to tell it what the output should look like. You're going to say if there's things that you don't want it to do, you can put that in here. Don't worry right now if you don't fully understand this instruction block yet. You'll get a better sense of what this is and how you might want to modify it after you finish and play with it a little bit. We're going to come back to the instructions. We're going to copy these instructions here. And then we're going to come back to our GPT. We're going to paste it in there. Now, little pro tip here. If you look at the lower right-hand side of this box, there's a little arrow thing. If you click that, it makes the whole thing big so we can actually read it. I like to put spaces here between the paragraphs so I can read it more easily. And so basically this first part, I'm just giving it, here's who I am, here's who you are, here's what I'm looking for you to do, and here's how I'd like you to respond. Then I give it some more instructions about, now if I ask you about this, then give me that. But if I ask you about that, then give me this. And if I ask you about this whole other thing, then this is what I want you to do. So these are the overall instructions, and these are just a little bit more specific instructions. Again, every custom GPT that you make is going to look different. So don't worry if you don't fully understand the instructions yet. If I scroll down a little bit, I see there's another paragraph here that I can block out. Not necessary, you don't have to, just a little thing I like to do to make it easier to read. And once you build it, these instructions will make more sense. I'm going to go ahead at the lower right-hand corner. I'm going to click the close button on this pop-out window. Next, we're going to set up the conversation starters. You can have up to 4 conversation starters. If you come over to the instructions and scroll down, you're going to see they're all right here. We're just going to copy one, come over and paste. We're going to come back, copy the next one, and we're going to paste number 3 and number 4. Now, as you see, every time I added a conversation block, it created a little button over here. These are just sort of quick conversation starters when you first open up the Custom GPT. After you click one of these buttons, they're going to disappear. You can still ask these questions even if the buttons aren't there. Each one of these buttons is linked to an instruction here. So this button says quick grounding exercise. So if I click that button, it's going to look at its instructions and it's going to say, okay, the user is looking for a quick grounding exercise. If they click on reflect on success, they're looking for a question about a time I overcame a creative challenge. So each one of these buttons links to an instruction. It doesn't always have to be that way, but in this case it is. Now that the buttons are locked in, just a couple more steps. We're going to come down here to capabilities, and you can see web browsing is checked, DALL-E is checked for image generation. We're also going to click code interpreter and data analysis in case we want to do a little bit of calculations, create some tables, maybe write some computer code, who knows. I just like to click that box. The last thing we need to talk about is this section called knowledge. And if you look at the instructions, you'll see that I'm saying this is optional for this particular custom GPT. Because this is a creative Spark bot, I might want to put in my personal philosophy document or my life vision or any other relevant information about me that might help it really give some responses that are unique and informed by things about me. This is a basic custom GPT, so we're not going to worry about any knowledge documents right now. And that's it. That's the whole thing. A title, a description, some instructions, some conversation starters. Again, those are even optional. Knowledge documents, optional for this type of thing. And you just want to click your capabilities. Up in the right-hand corner, we're going to go ahead and click Create. This is going to bring up a pop-up box. Yours might look a little bit different from mine. My account is a Teams account, but you should have sort of three options that it's only for yourself. You're only going to share it with somebody if you send them a link, or you're going to publish it live for the whole world in the Custom GPT store. Just say this is just personal for me. And we're going to click Update. And then the next pop-up box says View GPT. Let's go ahead and click that. And here we go. It brings us back to the regular user interface for ChatGPT, only this time now we have a SparkBot interface. Now when we're in here, we can ask it for one of these fast actions. Let's say quick grounding exercise, and let's see what it says. Let's take a quick moment to ground ourselves, sit comfortably, take a deep breath in, put your attention on your body, take another deep breath, notice the background sounds or sensations, take one final deep breath, and when you're ready, open your eyes. So that's really lovely. And then it ends with a question. What's one small step you can take right now to make progress on your task? So this is the fun part. This is where you get to play around with it. It's just like having a conversation with a good friend who came over to help you get unstuck on your project and on track to fulfilling your dreams. If at some point you wanted to edit it or you wanted to look more deeply at those instructions, in the left sort of area, you see the title of the Custom GPT. Click the drop-down box and you're going to say Edit GPT. And this just brings you right back into that configuration panel. We can kind of look a little bit more deeply now if you're interested. My instructions are just saying, I am a solopreneur who frequently encounters creative blocks. So I'm telling it a little bit about why I'm creating it. I'm telling it I require a responsive, intuitive AI companion. SparkBot is designed to recognize signs of stress or creative stagnation and proactively offer simple activities to reduce stress, inspire creativity, and realign my focus. I want it to prompt actions based on my expressed needs, whether it's a grounding exercise, a reflective question, past successes, or just create a random spark to shift my perspective. Each interaction should be uplifting and encourage exploration without any pressure, and it should foster a productive and creative mindset. I should not have to work hard at all to respond to your activities. Now, just so you know, I didn't actually create this prompt. I didn't write this prompt. I had a whole big long conversation with ChatGPT about where I get stuck sometimes with these creative blocks and the things that I like to do to get unstuck. And then once I finished that conversation in the regular ChatGPT interface, I said, please create some instructions that I can use to create a custom GPT that will help me get unstuck fast. And this is basically what it gave me. I adapted it a little bit here or there for my particular use case. If you're not a solopreneur, you can just say, I am a creative person, or I am an artist, or I am a writer, or whatever it is that you want to say. Feel free to make this your own. Feel free to make the buttons say whatever you want them to say, and customize the actions that the chatbot will give you once you press those buttons or ask for that information. This is now yours to customize any way you feel most useful. The last thing that I didn't mention here is there's this little circle here. If you click this, it's going to create a little picture, a little icon for this chatbot. You can either upload a picture of your own, or you can ask the image generator to generate one for you. That takes a little bit of time sometimes, so I'm just going to leave it as it is. Once you have any changes that you want to make, you would of course come back up to the right-hand side and click Update. So that's what I got for you today. I know that creating a custom GPT might seem daunting at first, but as you follow these very simple steps, especially with the instructions that I've given you to get you jump-started on this journey, it becomes more intuitive the more you do it. So the key is to trust the process, take your time, and remember, you can always go back and refine things later. If you're in my Cathartic Clarity community, once you've built one for yourself, I'm going to encourage you to go back into level 4 and look at what these lessons are again. What is a custom GPT? Why create one? And what is the custom GPT ideation? This is going to give you a whole bunch of different ideas about GPTs that maybe you might want to create, and give it a try. See where you get stuck, and then make sure you let me know. I'm happy to jump in and help you get unstuck. Good luck, and I will see you next time.